Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on Venus and Adonis, which is another of Shakespeare's epic poems, and today we're going to take a look at stanzas 5 through 8. Fair warning, this is a poem about lust, so if that's not a thing that you're into, you might want to tune out, but if you're here for it, this one actually sold a lot better than The Rape of Lucrece because it was considered much funnier, much more lighthearted. So anyway, in the first 4 stanzas that we took a look at yesterday, we just set the scene. We knew that Adonis was out hunting, Adonis being a Roman warrior who's incredibly good looking, and Venus, the goddess of love, sees him and wants to woo him. So she went over to him and was like, you know, I know a fun way to spend the time, I'll just keep kissing you. And stanza number 5 picks up saying, with this, she seizeth on his sweating palm the precedent of pith and livelihood, and trembling in her passion calls it balm, earth's sovereign salve to do a goddess good. Being so enraged, desire doth lend her force courageously to pluck him from his horse. Over one arm the lusty coursier's rein, under her other was the tender boy, who blushed and pouted in a dull disdain, with leaden appetite, unapt to toy. She, red and hot as coals of glowing fire, he, red for shame, but frosty in desire. The studded bridle on a ragged bough nimbly she fastens. Oh, how quick is love! The steed is stalled up, and even now to tie the rider she begins to prove. Backward she pushed him, as she would be thrust, and governed him in strength, though not in lust. So soon was she along as he was down, each leaning on their elbows and their hips. Now doth she stroke his cheek, now doth he frown, and gins to chide. But soon she stops his lips, and kissing speaks, with lustful language broken, if thou wilt chide, thy lips shall never open. So in these stanzas, Venus is very much taking the lead in this whole wooing thing. This might venture into the sexual harassment realm. It is supposed to be a little more lighthearted, but she's definitely forcing herself on him. She pulls him off of his horse and then sort of shoves him backwards to like tie him up. She ties the horse up, but then she sort of shoves him backwards as if to tie him up as well so that they can begin their kissing fest, whatever it's going to turn into, their lust fest, her lust fest. But there's also lines in here that say that he's not all about this. He's frowning at her. He's looking at her with dull disdain. He's pouting as she does these things. It says that he has a leaden appetite, unapt to toy. So he's not going along with it. So he starts to make fun of her a little bit and tease a little bit, and she keeps interrupting him trying to talk by kissing him and saying, if you're going to keep talking, you're never going to get to do any kissing. So we'll see if he eventually closes his mouth to do some open mouth kissing. I think that's what she's going for. Anyway, we'll see where this goes if you come out back tomorrow for more. I'll see you then. Mwah.